running towards MIT right now. Beautiful day in Boston. I'm reflecting challenges for the year. How are we going to run Western States? So this will be my 4th Western States, and I'm going to try to run the fastest possible. And you know, I just realized after 15 years of running, 16 years of running, that what's critical about running long distance is consistency in training, but most importantly, fueling during your long efforts. That fueling is imperative to your success. That's MIT right there. So what does that mean? That means if you can't keep calories in and glycogen in, not just calories, but carbs, your body won't have enough glycogen to burn during your long bouts of efforts. So you may have the best speed workout, you may have the best engine. In other words, you have high VO2 max, you have incredible mitochondrial content density, but during mile 55 of your long run in the race. What does that mean to you? That means you're most likely underfueled. Okay? That really means that your body has a Ferrari engine, but doesn't have the octane fuel in it to put into that Ferrari engine. Make sense? So, that sounds zoom. Sorry about that. So, if you don't have enough fuel to put into a Ferrari, what happens? Well, the Ferrari can't move fast. So, this is an important kind of paradox in running. We put so much emphasis in specificity of training. The terrain, making sure there's a lot of hiking, there's a lot of downhills, your quads are protected. But we negate the most important training, which is, in my opinion, one of the most important training, the training of the gut, so that the gut can absorb all that nutrition for 20 hours. For the elites, 14 hours. For amateurs, 24 hours. Whatever. I don't even know what an amateur standard is. Amateurs are running faster too. A non-elite would have to fuel up to 30 hours, right? You can't fuel, you bonk. Especially when your race is to the second sunrise. It's called second sunrises because the first sunrise is a start line, and the second sunrise is that morning before you finish, before 11 a.m. So be super mindful of your caloric intake. No joke. This is not a drill. You need to average at least, in my opinion, 40 grams of glucose, 20 grams of fructose per hour. If you can get in more, get in more. Fat. Stay away from fats during the race. I mean, like, don't eat lard, and predominantly because that will inhibit the breakdown of your glycogen and turning it into ATP. So take it easy on that. I know it's attractive to eat something oily sometimes at an aid station. Be mindful that's not the way to do it. So Western States training, for those of you who are interested in running a race or doing a similar distance and you want to do it fast, or you have a goal you want to achieve, make sure you fuel every hour. And the context of fueling is really easy. Not one thing's gonna work all the time. That's why it's called ultra running. It's because it's ultra difficult to dial in your nutrition without trial and error. And if you try the same thing over and over and you get the same error, you need to try something new, right? So the more ultras you run, the more distances you run, the more opportunity you have to rectify errors you make. As an example, I always take powder, such as powdered drinks, powdered nutrition for my races, and I always have tea on me. And invariably, I can drink tea certain areas during the run, but I can't take coffee. I actually can't take coffee during like long exhaustive efforts. I also try to eat real food, but I can't get enough real food in before my stomach kind of goes, we're not doing this anymore, buddy. Also, you have real food at aid stations such as Western States, which is like going to a modern day buffet of sorts. So you have a lot of choice you can choose from. The reality is those choices are only available if you can take it into your stomach. So what does that mean? That means I now know with 100% certainty that my body can take watermelon in, regardless of where I am in the race. Mile 10, mile 3, 200, 200. That's 200 kilometers. Mile 130. I know watermelon works for me. I know potato doesn't work for me. Polenta doesn't work for me. I know noodle soup works really good for me. Instant noodle soup, it's incredible because it's salt, it's soupy, and it has, instant noodles. So, but it's also daunting to make when you're at 3,000 meters and the water's not hot enough. So what do you do then? Okay, do I take gels? Yes, but I rarely can take in gels and feel good about it. So I have to pick my spots and sip on the gels so I don't have to absorb so much of it in one sitting, right? So these are the techniques I play with over time. Also, if you take a little nap, a trail naps are between 10 seconds, 15 seconds to several minutes. You wake up, your body can also reset and give you permission to ingest some of the things that are easier during the first few hours or first day of a race. Make sure you're mindful of that and enjoy the process of being really excited about taking in certain types of food, would work for you at mile 20, 30, 50, and those hard miles around miles 60, 70, 80, 90. Make sure you keep fueling, especially all the way to the finish line where it really counts. It really counts. So that's my advice for really running a 100-miler. Focus on nutrition. Most of you are going to hit the start line kind of like Superman. Probably most of you will be overtrained or slightly undertrained, just excited about life that day. And then invariably, lots of you will face some fatigue associated with heat stress. And that heat stress will inhibit you from taking in calories. Train through that. You need to train through the most difficult parts for you to ingest calories in. That is the part that's most important. Anybody can take in gels at mile 5. Train with that in mind. Train when you know it is going to be the hardest for me to take in gels, to take in food, when I just went through the canyons, 90 degrees or 80 degrees or 120, 100 degrees. And you're at a caloric deficit and you need to take in at least 60 grams of carbs, if not more. What do? What do? This is what you do. You train with a variety of food that and gels that will be available to you at race day, and you see which one works best. And it may not work during race day, but the chances of it working is higher than it won't if you're training with specificity.